Okay, so it seems like you sit in a chair a lot and you have a lot of tight muscles that we can help you to lengthen. So today I'm going to go through a stretch routine and demonstrate how to perform some various stretches on different muscle groups that seem to be tight on you based off of my observations. And as I go through these, I'll show you how to do this stretch on one side, but remember to always stretch both sides to keep a balance between either side of the body. All the stretches I'm going to teach you today are called static stretches, in which you come to a point of resistance slowly, you hold it for a set amount of time, and then release it. So all of these you're going to be able to do at home. So we're going to make sure you learn them here and you can repeat them at home, and then stick to your stretching program to improve your flexibility. If you can, it's good to warm up before you stretch, maybe 5 to 10 minutes of walking, or if you have a bike accessible, you can do some biking, but just full body movement to kind of warm up the whole body before you start to stretch the muscles, because it's never good to stretch cold muscles. You can even use, if you have heat pads, to warm up muscles. So you're stretching the neck, you can warm up the neck muscles before you actually stretch them. Another tip before we go into it is, when you stretch, always remind yourself to have good posture and go into the stretch slowly and come out of it slowly as well, and to avoid a kind of a bouncing behavior. Everything should be really fluid. And when doing these stretches, like I said before, go to the point of tightness or even slight discomfort, but always to avoid pain. So always stop if there's pain, and if you can, just do a shorter stretch. So don't push it that far. Just go less than the point of pain. So like I said, I'll repeat this, but every stretch that we do should be held for about 30 seconds. And you want to repeat that twice for a total of 60 seconds. And when we go through all the stretches, you should be doing these stretches 2 to 5 times a week. More is better, but you do want to give your body a chance to recover, because you actually are, pulling these tissues a bit, and it's not causing damage, but there is some deformation. So even after stretching, a little bit of ice can be beneficial for your recovery. You probably sit in a chair a lot during the day, and it's kind of evident because you have the rounded shoulders, kind of reaching for the keyboard, and then you have the forward head posture. And you need to work on your posture and work on stretching certain muscles to alleviate any pain. So in this forward head posture, you're nodding up, so all these muscles up here called the suboccipitals are getting really tight. So I'm going to teach you a stretch to lengthen these. Basically, to stretch the suboccipitals, you want to do a forward head tilt. So you want to get in a neutral position with good posture, and then you can place 1 or 2 hands behind your back and basically bring your chin to your chest, and you can apply pressure to the back of the head and hold that stretch there, like we said, for 30 seconds. And then after 30 seconds you want to slowly release, and so you want to repeat that twice. Another stretch you can do while you're sitting, based off your tight muscles, it seems like this muscle here that runs up to your neck, which is the upper trap as well as the levator scap, is probably tight because of your rounded shoulders and forward head position. So I'm going to show you a stretch that will target this muscle here, the levator scapulae. So to stretch the right side, you want to lift your right hand and put it behind your back. So you're touching your back on the side you want to stretch. And then you want to look away from the side you want to stretch, and then look down. Now you have those muscles in a stretched position, and then you can apply a little bit of overpressure to the back of the head, pushing the head down to the point of resistance, holding for 30 seconds, and then releasing. Again, repeating that twice. Okay, so we just talked about a couple stretches that are more up in the neck and shoulder region. Now we're going to focus on some of the muscles of the lower extremity that'll get tight and sitting. One of the biggest ones are the hip flexors, because your hips are constantly flexed throughout the day and they can become lengthened. So we'll talk about how to stretch the hip flexors, which would include the iliopsoas and rectus femoris. One easy exercise, static exercise you can do is to stretch the right side, for example. Bring the right leg back, keeping the leg straight and both feet going forward. So you don't want the back foot tilted outside or inside. And when you're in this position, keep your pelvis going straight and then just shift your body forward, and that'll put a stretch down the hip flexors. Again, hold this for 30 seconds, release, and repeat that again. Another group of muscles are the quadriceps, and these can also become tight. So a simple stretch you can do at home for these is simply using a support for balance, bending your knee and grabbing your ankle, and then bending the knee to the point of the tension or slight discomfort, as we spoke about, holding that for 30 seconds and releasing, and repeating that. So doing that twice. And remember, with all these stretches, I'm doing it just on the right, but remember to do it as well on the left. Another muscle that'll get tight, that's tight in your situation, is the gastroc or the calf muscle. And the best way to stretch this, again, in this position, you can place your hands on the wall, face the wall, and the leg to be stretched. So if I want to stretch my right gastroc, I bring this leg back and make sure to keep the leg straight. Otherwise, you're going to start stretching the soleus. So with the leg straight, you want to drop your hips down while keeping your heel on the ground so you can get that stretch. Hold that for 30 seconds and come out. And then the last stretch, kind of in the hip lower extremity region that's tight on you, is the tensor fasciae latae and IT band. The best way to stretch this one, in this situation we're stretching the right, so you want the right facing away from the door, so opposite side of the door. Use your hand for balance, and then turn your toe out away from your body, or externally rotate, and then bring that leg behind your stance leg and place it on the ground. And in this position, you want to be standing up straight, and then now I want to move my pelvis away from the door, and that's creating a stretch in the tensor fasciae latae muscle. So hold that for 30 seconds to the point of discomfort, come out of the stretch, repeat twice, do it on both sides. So another tight muscle that's causing your rounded shoulders are your pectoralis group. So to stretch these and open up your shoulders, you can use a door frame, putting your arms out at 90 and 90, placing them here, and then simply shifting your body forward so you can feel that stretch in the clavicular head of the pec major. If you want to hit more of the sternal head, you come up into a Y, come up, hold for 30 seconds, release. Your sitting position also puts your biceps brachii in a shortened position, so to lengthen this muscle, you can stand at a table, extend your arm, grab the edge of the table, and then shift forward so your shoulder extends and your elbow is being extended. So this serves to stretch out the biceps brachii and also will help to improve extension of the shoulder. Finally, your triceps muscle group might be held in a shortened position with your arms always out. So a beneficial stretch is to lengthen the triceps, and a good one for this is to simply bring your hand behind your back and then apply pressure to the elbow to bring the elbow back, and then at the same time continue to bend the elbow so you hit all heads of the triceps group. Hold for 30 seconds and release. Like I mentioned before, all these muscles we are targeting muscles that appear to be tight based off of my observation of your sitting posture. So stretching these muscles will help to bring your body back into a natural alignment and proper posture to eliminate excess strain on your musculoskeletal system and restore your muscle balance. So in summary, all these stretches are considered static and should be done at home, holding each stretch for approximately 30 seconds and repeating once to reach a total of 60 seconds for each targeted muscle. You want to complete this full stretch program targeting all these muscles 2 to 5 times a week, and always stretch to the point of resistance or slight discomfort, but always avoiding any pain.